Alright, I'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to do a kind of a tutorial walkthrough on how to build a settlement. And this really works for all your settlements. I just picked this one because I haven't done anything here. I just unlocked it and left it alone and haven't been back here for a while. So if you guys don't know, the first way to get your settlement going, you're going to have to find the workshop, which is a big red cart right here. Come up. And I'm going to go ahead and dump all my junk. You activate the workshop, puts you in workshop mode. You can also press and hold the little menu button. Oh man, maybe. So once you get in workshop mode, see the green border that gives you the buildable space. I picked kind of a smaller place, usually easier to kind of build in. And if you look at the top of the screen, you got all your stats. We've got 3 people here already. They just kind of started here, I think, or showed up. 0 food, 0 water, 0 power, 0 defense, 0 bed, 0 happiness, obviously. A couple of, like, starting things. The size at the top, I was confused about it for a while. I thought size meant the size of the settlement or the number of people. Like, if you had so many people, it'd be a bigger settlement. It's not. It's how much stuff you build or how much buildable stuff is in the area when you open it. So once you open up your settlement, one of the first things you want to do is run around and break down everything you can. You can see right here, this is highlighted yellow. That means it's only capable of being scrapped. If things are highlighted in green, which I'm highlighting green, that means you can store it or scrap it or move it. So if you hit select, grab it, move it around. If you hit X, you'll scrap it. If you hit B, you can choose to store it. Generally stuff like a paint can, you'll probably want to just scrap it for the parts. But some of the things are already pre-built, so you don't have to waste materials building them, and you can just move them around where you want them. So step 1, we're just going to run around, scrap all the yellow stuff. Something like these fences, you could leave it up and just build onto it. For good defensive purposes, I don't do that, and I'll show you why here in a bit. Go around, and we're actually going to scrap all the fence too. Grab the post, and you can see it'll show you what it scraps for. Out of the post, you're going to get 2 wood and 4 steel, which is really good. We're going to go ahead and scrap all this stuff, get a little building going. It's going to take me a minute. You don't have to scrap it all at once, but it definitely helps, and it gives you a better idea of your size, because as you scrap everything, especially the green buildable stuff, you'll see the size decreasing, which means that you're opening up to build your own stuff. This one's got lots of trees, lots of wood, so it's really good, because you're going to need a lot of wood and steel for building your stuff. If you're just constructing a settlement, basically as a place to stash your stuff, and you're not worried about doing keeping your people happy, all that stuff, you probably don't have to go into anything quite this detailed. Car, motorcycle. There's a ghoul right here. Let's go ahead and kill him. Get him out of here. There we go. Alright, let's get back into our building here. And scrapping stuff. And if you're not watching this live, or if you come in the middle of it, I'm going to have this up on YouTube. I'll have the archive video up there, so you'll be able to access this later. And I'll post the YouTube channel on my channel here at a later time once I get everything up and guaranteed that it's working. We scrapped most of the trees and everything by now. Doesn't like there's anything really outside. Go ahead and choose this and scrap it. The oil and the steel out of it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and scrap that too. I've scrapped everything outside. I'm gonna go ahead and run inside. Scrap most of the yellow stuff. Sometimes I'll leave some of it. I don't use rugs too much. I'm gonna go ahead and scrap those. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that container there. Scrap. Now this one has stuff in it. See, it's got Mentats and there's a couple of cups in there. Generally, if you scrap something here, it's got something inside of it, it'll be either dropped on the floor or added to your workshop. And this one's just going to drop it on the floor. The Mentats are just going to fall. If I want to, though, you can look at them, hit B, choose to store them in the workshop, and they'll be stored. So beer bottle, I'm going to scrap that. Scrap that. Whiskey bottle, let's go ahead and scrap it. Let's scrap the rest of this bureau. Yep, everything went to the floor. Scrap everything. Now this one you can't scrap, so you're just going to store it. You want to clear it out of the way. Scrap all that. Scrap this broken door. Wooden frames. Scrap this. Scrap that. Scrapping these. Alright. Scrapped a lot of this stuff in here. Not too much longer now. And we'll go ahead and move upstairs. Any scrappable stuff here. Safe. Mannequins. A dead ghoul up here. Actually, I'm gonna go and take this, store it in the workshop. Scrap, scrap, scrap. Go and scrap the desk too. Let's just flush it down. I'll leave the chair alone. We got most of the stuff scrapped. Grab the lamp here. I mean, everything, no matter how small. See if you can scrap it, or if you want to scrap it. Leave the couch. Scrap the bookcase. Table. Throw. Rio. Alright. We scrapped pretty much everything. I'm gonna go ahead and grab whatever's on this school and the one downstairs.
This is Diamond City Radio, and I'm, Travis.
Cigarettes. So, if you do have anything in your inventory that you want to ditch to the workshop, come in here, hit X, Y to store all your junk, back out. Back in the workshop mode, grab the tire, I'll leave that alone. Helps to have a few containers so you can store some stuff. Alright, so we have pretty much everything scrapped down. We've got a pretty good stockpile. This place has 3 people. Some of them will have 0. Some of them will have, more or less. If you have at least 2 people, what I normally recommend is if you have any other settlements where you've been dumping your junk, I choose to dump most of mine at Sanctuary. What you'll want to do, choose one of your settlements, or settlers, and down at the bottom you see where it says RB for supply line. Hit your right bumper, and choose to send them to either Sanctuary or another settlement that you've already set up a supply line with Sanctuary. Like I know the Red Rocket truck stop's one of them I've set up. You send her there. Before we do this, I'm gonna show you what happened. I'm not gonna send her just yet. Let's go over and let's say we want to build, um, a wooden structure of some sort. So we go into the wood, go into prefabs, just for the sake of it. Now you'll see where it says wood, I have 1,069 and steel I have 214. If I go back and I choose to supply line her and send her to one of my connected settlements, go make her supply line. Now when I go back into my wood prefabs, you'll see I've got 3,000 wood, 650 steel. That's because she's already established a supply line. I can use the material and parts there at any one of those places. So I established my supply line, so I've got more stuff to work with. Another thing you can do, this place only has a regular workbench. It doesn't have like a tool bench for armoring, like your armor, or for your weapons, which would be a problem if you're wanting to upgrade. However, if you have stuff in your inventory here that you just want to break down, what you can do is just drop it all. Pipe pistol. And the rest of it's all great stuff.
Why humans like cabs so much?
You drop it all. Then you can just choose to scrap it from right here. It'll give you the same stuff: plastic screws and circuitry. Pipe pistol. And it's a quick and easy way to get a little more material if you got some stuff already hanging out there. Alright, so like I said, if you're just building to have a place, you're not going to really need this whole guide. If you're building and you want to actually do the settlement part where you try and meet all the requirements and you keep everybody happy and all that stuff, what you have to do is make sure that the things up here that are red are no longer red. There's also a requirement of 1 food per settler. So I've got 3, so I'll need at least 3 food. I have 1 water per settler. So I'll need 3 of those. Power, there's no requirement. For defense, they don't really explain this, but defense, the requirement by those numbers is your food plus your water number. So if I'll have 3 of each, it'll be 6. Or if I have 8 food, 4 water, it'll be 12. So your defense is going to be required based off of your food plus your water together. And then you'll need beds for each of your settlers. Now the defense by the numbers is different than what I would call actual tactical defense, which is actually how well this place will hold up. One of the things I do is to start I start setting up kind of a tactical perimeter. So I normally will grab a gate. I'll choose the best 2 locations to put entrances and exits. And the road's a pretty good one, obviously. I'm going to back it up as close as I can to where the boundary line is. And go ahead and place it. All you have to do is select it. Scroll through here, see which one you want. It'll show you what materials they take. Select one, hit A to place. Once it's green, and it'll set it down. If you don't like it there, you can hit B and store it. And now, when you go back, you'll have a little 1 down there. Shows you to have one of them in your inventory ready to go. Go ahead, throw this back down. And now, you can kind of look around. Where your next entrance is. I always recommend having at least 2. Gives you a good place so that your caravans don't get all tied up at one location. So I'm going to go ahead, probably place this one right about here. It'll go out through the woods. Got a gate. each location. I don't like how this one's sitting, so I'm gonna pick it up. If you pull your left trigger, you'll spin it clockwise. Right trigger goes counterclockwise. So I'm gonna spin it around. It's actually facing the right direction. Place it. And I normally the other junk fences. You got some that require rubber, some that don't. You want to see how many you can build up in the top. Where it says junk fence, it'll tell you how many of that particular part you can make. We'll grab this one right here. This one requires a little less wood and steel, a little more rubber. We'll go ahead and use this. Line it up next to my gate as best I can. Place it down. I normally build a full perimeter. This is a little bit smaller. Buildable area settlement, which is good because each one of these that you use counts towards that size meter up in the top, which is how much stuff you can possibly build. Alright, so let me go ahead and put that down. Now, looking at it, I can't get out of here, so an enemy won't be able to get in through that gap, so it'll be okay. I like the junk fences. I was originally doing this with the structure walls before I knew the junk fence was a thing. And having the structure walls there, they snap together, but they won't go over everything quite as well as the junk fence will. Go ahead and continue these around. Here's something you may run into. Here, this doesn't want to settle in between here. You can kind of tweak it and just play with it, see what you can make happen. There is a spot somewhere that it likes. You want it way back here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is grab it, spin it around, find a good spot that it'll settle into.
Well, more of a rumor, really. That's kind of like news.
Yeah, there we go. So that blocks it off.
Anyway,
You get in or out of the gate.
vault here in the Commonwealth. So there's that vault. It's number 81, and it stays pretty much closed all the time, right? Well, the rumor.
Yeah, this buildable area goes out, but there's nothing really usable here. I'm gonna follow this rock line,
People are saying there was some kind of
and actually
disease outbreak. I don't
probably
really know
turn this.
how serious it is or whatever, but you might want to think about
What we'll do,
the vault idea. Avoiding the vault.
what we'll do is
Only so much you can do to avoid diseases, right? But I mean, the vault is right there.
this is what it is. Part of it's just using terrain to your advantage. Go ahead and drop that in there. Drop that right here. Now this part, there's not gonna be an enemy that's gonna be able to climb that. What we can do at this point, leave a little gap right here. Place that on that little incline where they could probably climb up. Down. And we'll just continue to build it on around. Get through there. By the way, you are vulnerable to damage while you're in this mode, so if something starts attacking your base or you fall, you can die. Just be aware of what's going on while you're building. There. Yep. Like I said, these don't snap together like walls do, so they can be a little finicky to get them to settle just right. but just kind of learn how to place them. It's a little bit easier. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna build from this side. Since we got a cliff here, probably not gonna fence it all the way around. Be aware though, if you're placing near water, if you just back up the wall to the water, mirelurks or anything else can come through the water and come get you. So. There. Like I said, we're trying to maximize buildable area. Your strategy may change based on where you're at. And I love this settlement system, but it is very finicky. Okay. It's still good. I'll go ahead and put in one more. Got too far out into the non-buildable area. There we go. One more. Pretty solid. Nothing's gonna be able to get up. Not like a ramp up anywhere. Maybe right here. Put that in. The rest of it looks like sheer cliff wall, so I don't have to worry about it. We'll save the materials and also the built items. Looks like we're pretty solid. See where too many things will be able to get up here. Nothing will climb quite like you do when you're trying to get around Bethesda's walls. They normally stay on the ground and run directly at you. Kind of got walled in. Let's go ahead. All this. There's a bunch of stuff here. Creepy ass mannequin. Wood, wood, wood. Alright, so we got a few more materials on that. Alright, so now is when you'd really want to start working on your requirements. The first things you'll need is food. Let's go back to your main menu. You got special structures, furniture, decoration, power, defense, resources, stores, and crafting. So your food's gonna be right here. And the first thing we're gonna do is water. So you can place one of these little water pumps. Get you 3 water, so that would meet our requirements without going over. And let's stay kind of basic to begin with. Now, any of your resources or anything that makes something like water, food, or if there's anything that makes money, you will actually get those resources. The settlers will harvest some of it and put it into your workshop. So if you go around to your workshops after your settlement's been up for a while, always check and see if you got anything in there, like in the aid or miscellaneous section. You may have bottles of purified water or a few caps or something like that. We got one of those placed. Now our water's at 3, so we're green. So the next thing that we're going to do is go to food. Now, most of your food produces half. You have mute fruits that do produce 1 full. What's up, man? What's going on? Mute fruits do make 1 full food. However, having a variety of foods is good because one of your crafting materials at the cooking pot, you can make adhesive. That's such a pain in the ass to find. Adhesive, it makes cornstarch, I think, which requires purified water, corn, mute fruit, and potatoes. So you definitely want to grow at least those things and make water. So let's go ahead. Put in. And you can only place the corn or any of the foods in dirt. So if you try and put it on concrete, it's not going to go. So find some dirt where you want to grow your food at. Grow mine right here by the house. And 1. 2. Take that one out. Put in 2 corn. And 1. 2 potato plants. So now we're at 2 food. Even though the food's not going up, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. And let's make a wheat fruit. Alright. So we've got the food placed, but our food didn't go up. The reason being because these require somebody to work them for them to actually produce. So we got a settler right here. We're going to go ahead and select her. That's why you need at least 1 settler to stay behind. And then you just look at what you want her to do. Click on it. She's going to come over here, start farming. You see our food's gone up to 3. And it tells you the resources assigned. If you look at them, they're all green. If you look at the settler, it shows what she's working on. Which this is a really bad system. I think Bethesda needs to make it so when you look at a particular settler, it has a little dash and tells you what they do. Because if they're not by what they do, sometimes you can't see it because it's behind a building or somewhere else. So you can forget real easily where your settlers are assigned and what they're doing. We've got our food and everything up. We've got our water up. Let's go ahead and hit the next major one, which is beds. Beds are going to be right here in the furniture. A few different styles. They don't really make any difference. You can place a bed outside and it will count. However, for the sake of happiness, it's best to have it somewhere indoors, the roof over it. And the most desirable thing is to have it with doors, like behind doors. So, I'm going to place a bed there. And bed here. And we'll also go ahead and place one
Time for some news, I guess.
here. So,
So, there's that saying.
we got 3 beds, which meets our 3-person requirement. So we've met the major requirements. Now, on to defense. You have 2 kinds of defense here. And by the book, they'll only tell you 1, but there's really 2. One kind of defense is what's required by your numbers. Right now, we need 6 defense to make this settlement happy. However, if you take all your turrets and you place them right there, physical defense, the actual tactical defense of it, is going to be pretty low. So, the best way to do your defense is to actually look around, see avenues of approach, where people might come from, and then build based off of that. So, one really good thing I can do here, have a good clear avenue of sight, see where enemies would come from. They'd probably generally spawn out somewhere in this area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and grab a structure, and I like to raise mine up so that I've got what they call bladed fire position, which just means it's up in the air and you're shooting down. I'll put one of these stilted platforms out here. This happens a lot too. You'll have this weird overhang. For functional purposes, it doesn't make a difference. For the looks of the place, if you don't like stuff being implausibly hanging out there, you can just drag it back. And there, it's a little more realistic. The bag just a little more. There you go. It looks more plausible. And you can always build some stairs onto it. These will generally try and snap into place, like right here. If I move forward, you can place it there. If you move back enough, it'll snap in. It's settled on the ground. So now I have a little platform here that's raised up. Now, if you're not far enough along to build cool defenses, which were your defenses of your settlement, the perks you're going to need are gun nut and or science. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back here and find defense. Now your standard defense is just a guard tower. It doesn't require anything special. You can place it right up here, and you'd have to assign a person to it. It makes 2 defense. There's also one that's a little elevated, so that if you want to set it behind a wall, you could still see over a wall, like this. Or if you want even further up in the air, you could set it on top of this. Just have a really high position up there. However, if you want to make the good defenses for your turrets, now standard turret you can make all by yourself without any perks. You just need the requirements that's showing on the screen. But if you want to start making the better ones, like the heavy machine gun, it's a gun nut 1, a laser turret, which is gun or science 1. It also requires power to run. And you can see this one produces 8. This one makes 8. Shotgun turret, which requires power, and gun nut 2. Twilight, which requires power but no additional perks. Heavy laser, which is science 3, and then a missile turret, which is science or gun nut 3. You can make any one of these. Place it up here. So, for the sake of it, let's say you're not as high level as I am, but you at least have gun nut 1. Go ahead and find a good spot here. Place the turret. So, what I'll do, after I put it down, I'm going to look from right behind it and see what the fields of fire are. So anything coming from about here around to well over this direction. This turret's going to be able to see. I'll adjust it slightly and we'll move it just a little bit forward. Kind of up on the edge. I got the most clearance of my fences. And good fields of fire. I don't like my fields of fire to overlap a little bit. But I'm going to take this and slide it just a little bit this way. If anything does spawn back over this direction, when it comes around, this turret's going to have good fire on it all the way up to the fence. So that's one fire position down. Go ahead and set up another one closer to this gate, where my entrance is first. And even though my defense is technically high enough, if this base was attacked and they spawn, say, over here, out of the field of fire of that particular gun, come around here, open this gate, come inside, and they might start destroying stuff before that turret can really do anything about it. So by the numbers, I'm good, but in actual practice, this base could still get overrun and have a bunch of my stuff destroyed. So let's go ahead and I'm going to build another one of these platforms. Set it right. actually go and put it right there. Now the thing's a bit tall unless you want to put it this direction. Different stairs though. Let's go with that one's a little short. This one you can actually sink into the ground all the way up to where only 3 are sticking out. Bring it up. There we go. Lock it in right there. Have a side entrance here. And we'll pick another turret. Go with another heavy machine gun. Sit down. Walk up there, grab it. And I think this one's gonna be best off. Alright. I wanted to be able to shoot through those trees basically straight down the road if people would just charge up the road on me. That can still sweep the beach pretty good. Move it just a little bit closer up here. Get the beach just a little bit better in case there's a Mirelurk attack from out of there. That's pretty good. It's got a good field of fire down the road. Be over the fence for quite a ways. Good defensive setup. This would be a good basic setup to kind of hold off any major attacks. No, we don't want to store that. We'll pick it up. Move it. Yep. I didn't go to Fem Coastal Cottage because I've been with you guys. You one guys right now. But, you know, anybody else that may watch this in the future, you're still guys. Gals, whatever. Alright. Now I'm just going to do a perimeter check. See if any of my fences have gaps or chinks that I can get through. I don't really see anything. No, nothing there. I could jump through that, maybe?
Who doesn't love some Louis Jordan? Am I right? I am. Because Louis Jordan rules.
Yeah,
This is Diamond City Radio, and I'm,
branches.
Travis.
Actually,
Here's a 5 stars with Adam Bomb Baby. A song I'm sure that, yeah, well, maybe not the best comparison, babies, destruction.
that's still pretty good. Make it hard for an enemy to get through there. Alright, so everything's pretty set. See any major chinks? This one will be. So I move that. Yep, I can walk right through. Actually start shuffling a few things. Might actually work out just a little bit better. Grab the gate. I'm actually gonna move this out of the way. Alright, grab this gate. You get through there now. Grab this one. Around here. Good. There we go. That one is well placed. And just to make sure, I'm going to go back out of here, make sure the gate will still open. Which it does, it opens forward. So, close it up. Alright. We got it walled in. We got our fences up. So this is a basic settlement. Like I said, this would be an okay starter. However, because of the location of this, look on the map, we're actually pretty far south. And you know, the further south you go, I guess we're not as far south as I initially thought, but we're getting into the heavier enemy area. So while 2 turrets might be good for further up, we're definitely going to arm it a little bit more. So now we're going to get into some big stuff. One of the first things I'm going to do, because we're going to need more settlers to manage some of our equipment and shops and stuff later on. We're going to go back in here. We're going to build some power. Let's build big, huge windmill, which makes 3. Let's go ahead and build a generator. And let's actually set the generator up right over here. Got a generator. Now we can make things that require power. By the way, I know a lot of the tutorials will tell you that you have to use these power pylons to connect things. You don't have to. You build, let's say we're going to build a missile turret. Go ahead and grab the big missile turret. Dead right now because there's no power to it. You can technically grab this and plug it directly in, and the turret's now active. You're getting the 15 defense off of it. However, we can, in fact, let's go do this. Let's hook it back up. There, it's hooked up. And if I pick it up, it'll turn red when I can no longer, like, I can't stretch the cord that far. So I can't bring it out here on one run of cord. Yeah, that's as far as it'll go. So if you do want it further away from the generator, you want to put the generator like behind a wall somewhere so that it's protected. I can't reach out here with this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna store the wire. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this turret, bring it over here, around so it's facing the right way. Partner it up with this machine gun here. Drop it in. Now, grab one of these power pylons. I don't think I need a big one. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna grab this power pylon. We'll go ahead and place it. Go ahead and string the cord, which is Y on your Xbox. Just hit Y to attach cord, and then bring it over what you want to attach to. Hit Y again. Now I'm gonna grab this power pylon. I'm gonna move it out. See how far it'll go. We hit the limit. Yep. I'll bring it back on the concrete so I'm not blocking any of my growing area. Set it up. Up here. Look at it. Y again. Hit that cord. And hook it up. Hit Y. Actually take the power pylon. Let's wing it. Right there. I want to build something back here. That cord's not. It's not going to be in the way of the cord. Now we got a missile turret. That side's pretty well defended. Now we're going to try and get power down here too. Let's build another power pylon. Bring that back over here. Attach it. Send bitch up. See where we can go with it. Furthest we're gonna be able to get. Bring it down here. Build. Oh, I don't know. Another thing too, you can't be looking at anything that's green highlighted when you're going through your menu, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So you gotta just look up or away or something. It's really a pain in the ass if you're inside. Rather than another missile turret, let's build. Yeah, let's build a heavy laser turret. Why the hell not? Just gonna build it right here. Pick it up. That around.
That was Wyoming Harris. You're listening to
Let's go ahead and place it. I'll show you
Diamond
this.
Radio. If you're listening at all.
Go ahead and spring this over.
Roy Brown is
Power it up. I got a powered laser turret now.
tonight.
Let's say an enemy came in across that hill right there. Laser turret's obviously a great place to shoot at it. This machine gun can probably see it too. If they run between or run across where those laser turret is in between the machine gun and them, you can actually damage my other defense here. This is probably not the best place for it. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Actually, based off of what we have, I'm going to put it back. Rather than doing that, I'm going to go ahead and build a whole nother platform for my laser turret there. Put it right over here. Yeah, let's put it on concrete. Why not? That looks pretty good. Got that settle in there. That's still too short, huh? There we go. Put it up there. And move our laser turret around. Alright, so machine gun's probably not going to see anybody coming right behind this wall. It'll stop shooting before it gets here. It probably won't hit my laser turret. My laser turret can see around down into the road pretty well. Okay, clear shot of the road. You can walk off stuff. Clear shot down the road. Back out that direction. So we got a pretty good perimeter going on now. And the longer you run a wire, the more copper you're going to be using. So if you'll pick this up and move it to where you're only taking the string you have to, you use less copper, which is always good. Pretty good defenses here, I'd say. Way. Alright, so now that we got some power, we can do a couple other things too. Now this serves no functional purpose inside the house. However, something that they... Thanks, buddy. I'll talk at you, man. So, something they don't really explain to you. Lights and decorations actually raise the happiness of your settlement here. Same thing goes with TVs and radios, things that are normally already here to a degree. Another thing that they don't talk to you about, like, so if you grab this and you get this light bulb, you get this bare hanging bulb here, let's say you want to make a little entryway light or something, put it up there. It doesn't light up. What the fuck? Oh, well, we gotta run power to it. So let's go ahead and do this. Grab our wire, and let's come in here and then hook up. What the hell? It took me a while to figure out. Don't make fun of me. one of the first things I tried to set up that I thought would be a really cool little, you know, skill to have would be, oh, look at jukebox. Jukeboxes are cool. Set it up and I was like, eh. Doesn't it work? Doesn't hook up. What you have to do for stuff like a jukebox is put it in or near a house or structure or a wall, even a floor. If you just have like a plain floor, that's fine. We're gonna put it inside. And kind of situated. There we go. Then you have to come back to your power. Find these weird little connectors, the power conduits. Any one of the power conduits work. You got one for floors, one for walls, one for ceilings. So basically just stick it somewhere on the inside or outside. Grab a wire, bring it over here and hook it up. And now, everything within a certain distance will work. They don't really give you a good area that it covers. If you look at it, it doesn't give you any kind of indicated area. You just have to kind of play with it and figure it out. If I move this, down here it goes out. I'm too far away from my conduit. And then it won't come back on until I actually place it somewhere. Now it's not coming back on at all. Now it's just in a pain. Let's try this. I think I've just hit a buggy spot in the game. As you can see, our jukebox is powered up. We're producing 10 energy. We've got 2 going there, 2 at the other turret. I think. Double check. 2 here, yep. And then 2 inside at the jukebox. Or it in the workshop and see what happens. Oh yeah. There it goes. Now it lit up. Alright. We'll take that. We'll stick it back inside. Those are actually going to raise the happiness. You can see my happiness going up. I'm already at 16 from dead 0. For other crafting at your settlement, you're going to need a couple other perks. For crafting for any of your crafting stations, you'll need local leader rank 2. And for your power armor, you need at least armor rank 1. You can make power armor stations, weapons, workbenches, stoves, resets, all that stuff. Excuse me, all that stuff. You can also build stores. Now these tell you a little bit about them. Regular trading stand. These make your settlers happy. Gives them something to do. And you can also trade with them. They'll bring money in. Armor station just basically gives you a place where you can buy armor. You will need cap collector 2 for the big ones. It also produces income, so you'll go to your workshop and you can get cash. Basically, it'll be under the miscellaneous. You'll have caps in the miscellaneous section of your workbench when you go check it out.
What kind of things, you ask?
So the beneficial ones to you have the armor, weapons, food, drink. This makes happiness. The clinics do. And for the clinics, you need medic.
While
And then the clothing makes people happy, and you'll need cap collector. So the first things I like to put in here is the clinics. And you do have to invest caps in it. So this one takes 1,800 caps to build, as well as the steel and the wood to make it.
that's good. For them. I guess for everyone else too.
Um, let's go ahead and set it up here. We have one person roaming around that is not working. And she is the one assigned to our produce here. Let me find the other settler. Oh, there's wrong. There she is. There's another settler, so let's go ahead and grab her. We'll just assign her.
Sure.
Surgery center. She'll be here during like what they consider work hours in game, which is like 9 to 5 or something. She'll come up here. When she's at her station, you can walk up and talk
I
to
just
her,
want to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
and you'll have the option. It wasn't completely settled. so
I just
talk to
need
her.
to trade gear with you.
Sure thing.
Not actually running the clinic just yet.
Let's trade.
Okay.
And we'll go for some time. Alright, so we've got everybody here assigned. Somebody's running a caravan. Got our farmer. And we've got our girl working the clinic. Now to get more settlers, this should be pretty self-explanatory. What you're going to need is under your power. Go down here to miscellaneous. And grab this, the recruitment radio beacon. Place the beacon. Grab a wire. Hook it up. Now you've got a radio beacon. Now if at any point you're getting more settlers than you can keep up with and you're not able to keep them fed or anything like that, you have the option right here on the side of the switch. You can turn the beacon off and on. If you want to stop them from coming, you can turn it off. If you want to get more of them, you can turn it on. You're limited how many settlers you can have at a location in any one settlement based off your charisma. I want to say if you have 10 charisma, you can have 20 settlers, and I don't know how it goes down from there. I normally do really charismatic builds. Now we've got defense, we've got our resources, we got some power, and we got something that's going to make a little money and make people happy. Going to the workshop here. Happiness is up 16, but you see our beds is red again because we actually had somebody show up. So, again, basic. Grab a bed. And stick it right there. Move this back. Let's actually take this, put it in some place that makes a little more sense. Right there. Pretty good. We've got something for decoration. You can also find your decorations here. Floor coverings, wall covering. That stuff. More power stuff. Got a couple of things here. Terminals you need hacker for. But you get certain functionality on certain items. But you have to wire it in between basically your power generator and the item that you're wanting to control. Let's see here. 1 second, guys. So, got the terminal that we're not going to use right now. That's a little higher level. Alright, so we got enough beds for all of our people. We got some that's unassigned. We need a little more food, a little more water. Let's go ahead. Now, one settler can farm quite a bit of stuff. We're going to go ahead and assign her to another youth fruit plant. And we should see the food. There it goes. Food goes up. And some water. There. Now, since we have a spare settler, another good thing we can do under resources, build a salvaging station. The salvaging station allows you to assign somebody to it, and they will scavenge supplies. Branch. We got one assigned to our clinic, one's on the supply run, one's over here farming. Where the other one's at. Back downstairs. Here, well, you'll run into this sometimes. You don't know where the hell they are. If that's the case, you have another thing that Bethesda thought was a good idea, which really kind of was, but it can be really confusing too. Get this little bell. Set the bell up. Yeah, we don't want to store it. Go out here and ring the bell. Bring in everybody within earshot. It takes fucking forever. And also now, if everybody gathers up, you don't know what the fuck they were doing before. So, one here to start assigning them. Yeah, she's close enough I can see what she's doing, but let's say she was fucking around over here. I wouldn't be able to see, looking at her, what she was working on. Like her. I mean, I can barely, because I know what she was doing, I know where to look for it. That's it.
Skeeter Davis. Name I still find.
And I still don't see our fourth person supposed to be here.
So, there's this thing I heard about. I'm not even really sure what to say.
No, I can tell him.
There are stories about, well, it's some big contraption that's being built out there in the Commonwealth. No, and that's
Also, I'm gonna tell you, your people are assholes. They won't close these gates again. People can just run in here.
this next part.
There he is.
Well, I mean, it's just people talking. You know, it doesn't make it true. Not necessarily.
This asshole here.
But it's
Taking
been
forever to get
said-
in.
Well,
And he's gonna walk all the way around, isn't he? Douchebag. Alright, so once he finally gets in here, we can start assigning him.
I saw this thing.
Really? The guy.
You know, I'd run the other way.
Go.
Run back. Well, it's hell if it's Terrell.
Fucking go. There he goes. I can still see him. So we'll grab him and we'll sign him. Put him on salvaging station, so he's gonna produce salvage for us. And resources now assigned. There's a good chance he's just still gonna stand there like a dipshit. Nope, he's going to the other gate for some reason. Whatever. So, like I said, it can get a little discombobulating because you'll have
Victor spoils.
all of your settlers gathered up. You don't remember who you assigned to what, so now you'll start over assigning people or pull somebody off of one detail that you need, put them on something else. So Bethesda really needs to make a better system so when you look at a settler, you know exactly what they're doing on site. You're not trying to keep up with 20 settlements, because I've probably got 15 or 20 settlements unlocked. You laughing at, asshole? Eh. Elk, what's going on, man? That's your basics. I mean, set up security by the numbers, set up security based off of actual needs. Like I said, this is a location that could very easily be attacked by Mirelurks or a large number of ghouls or super mutants. 6 defense is not going to defend this place. Now we've got 43, which is definitely going to hold them off and should shut any attacks down before they really get going. So even if I fail to show up to defend the settlement, and I get that little notification failed to defend, I'm still not going to come here and a bunch of my stuff's going to be broken. Because if you don't defend this place and it can't really hold its own, you'll come back and a bunch of the stuff will say it'll be broken, and it'll have, you actually have to use materials to repair it. If it breaks the generator and the generator's running your defenses, you're just assed out. They can damage your crops. And then you're just, and you won't even know it until you come back and check it out and see what's going on. We've got all this kind of set up. Got to make the people happier. A couple of things that we can do. We can actually fully enclose these walls and set up doorways. Another thing that I'm not real thrilled about with Bethesda here. Like I said, these are all minor complaints. I love this fucking game. Don't get me wrong. If I grab a door, I can't actually put it in the doorway. It won't let me place it at all. So if I want to use what's already here, I'll basically have to sheet over these walls, which doesn't always fucking work. You have to pull it like way out here to get it to work. You could maybe patch it right there. Yeah. So these don't tend to go on very well. What I would normally do right here is go ahead and box in the doorways however you choose to. Another thing to your snap to, it only snaps one way. You should be able to just make your own corners wherever you can. So I'm going to go ahead and store these. I want to show you guys that it's a little wonky. Let's grab grab a good corner. There we go. That is a weird outside corner. Like I said, this is problematic. You see here? It can be an ass to get these things set up. Or want to go about it the easy way, you can always go over here to prefab. They've got all these corners and stuff, or you can just grab pre-made shack. Do it. It's completely up to you. Me personally, while the pre-mades are kind of cool, I'd like to do it myself. I'm just pain in the ass that way. Put that down. It's pretty square. Got a place to go. Store that back. So to wall these in, you may have to play with it some. Like I said, it would be really easy. You can just walk up here and like patch over holes and stuff. See? Patch that hole, or what they're calling patching the hole. You'll see, they'll just float stuff off in the air. It's weird. Really weird. If you want it aesthetically good, it'll take some work. But if you just want a basic structure, you can use the prefabs. Not that bad. And this has a big roof. You're good to go. The rest of the design elements are completely up to you, but this gives you kind of a good layout of what you're going to be looking for. Now, to make your settlers happy, get them up into the higher happiness rankings, but you can't seem to get them any higher. Build some decorations. Also, they like it when you hang around for some reason. So, if you visit that settlement really often and stay there, like, you can just wait and raise their happiness. It's very easy to do. Get the benevolent leader perk, or not perk, the achievement on Xbox. You have to get them to 100, and I'll tell you, it's a lot of trial and error. Right now, there's a lot of bugged stuff. If you leave, it'll immediately take a big hit. You could do any of these stuffed heads if you want. Got a whole slew of painting. I like shop signs. I'm kind of mechanically inclined guy, and I like working my car, so shop signs are cool. You got the miscellaneous stuff. The Edotron. You could just randomly stick on a wall if you wanted to. Yeah, why not? Just stick one on the wall. That'll raise their happiness some. You can actually use it if you want. You can store food in there.
That's fun. I guess maybe they're gonna take over. I guess that's
And then your miscellaneous stuff. You got an ashtray, basketball goal,
that was a joke.
grip machines, cribs and stuff. And then some of your stuff that requires power. Radios don't require power, oddly enough, but jukebox and your TV. You get a lot of the stuff you have to have, except some of the magazines, which I haven't gotten a lot of them yet. You also have your specials, which the special I have is this artillery cannon, which requires you to assign someone to it, and then you can go out and throw smoke. It's part of a quest mission you guys will find eventually if you haven't been there. That's pretty much it, man. As far as other little small items, have stuff like the Brahmin feed trough, so if you find that you got a bunch of Brahmin walking around, put it in one place, and all the Brahmin will kind of stay around it so you can keep them out of your way. The bell we talked about, you have a siren that you can hook up to power. Now for this, you have to build a little more complicated switch. You have to run power. So let's go ahead and set up one of these. Go to your defense. Go to your traps. Nope. Sorry, wrong place. Go to your power. Go to switches and connectors. And let's find... Oh, I don't know. A laser brake switch. Got this laser switch here. Alright, let's put that in there. Bring a wire to the power pylon. Now you got a nifty little laser beam here. When somebody runs across it, they'll trip it. And like it told you in the little thing, when somebody breaks it, it transmits power. So what you'll need to do at this point, in your miscellaneous, we had... you guys have me all confused. Oh, it was under the miscellaneous resources. So, miscellaneous resources, grab iron. And we'll run this up here and we'll connect it. Now, here's the problem that you're going to run into. Then back out of here. Make sure this thing's switched on. It's activated. It's turned on. It's not getting power. If I break that chain, it starts screaming, which is fucking annoying. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Alright, we reactivate, we turn it back on. Anytime a settler walks in there, or anybody, it's going to go off, which is going to get fucking annoying. Let's go ahead and do this. Go back to power. What I meant to do. Go back to power. And we're going to grab a terminal. People in the way. You. Go over there. Alright, so we've got our terminal here. Set up right there. So we're going to connect the terminal up to the power. Oh, we're not making enough. We've overrun our generator. Now you can set up a whole nother thing over there and try and give me regular jackass it, however you want to do it. But the easiest way to do this, if you want to add more power, you can just do this. You can grab another generator. We'll make another large generator, because I'm sure this place will make a lot more defenses eventually. And put them back to back. And you can do this. You can simply bring a wire, connect it between the two generators, Now the combined total of the circuit is going to be enough. Oh, I know why we're doing this. Grab that wire connected there. Okay, so it's going to hit here first, then go to the laser tripwire, then go to the siren. Siren's not getting power because the laser tripwire hasn't been tripped yet. Terminal's getting power because it's ahead of the. So you do have to kind of logically figure out your circuit. It's not complicated, but you know, if you're a complete fucking moron, which you probably should be playing this game, it could get a little confusing. And if you start having a bunch of stuff wired up at one time, it could definitely get a little more confusing. Bethesda was really realistic with that, but it might be a little more difficult, especially for someone that isn't quite as bright or that's building a much more complicated system. Getting back out of here now. And activate our terminal. Go to our optical sensor controls. And then we can set the trigger target. And then we can set a trigger only on hostiles. So in setting a trigger on hostiles, what that does is that allows me to walk back and forth through here as much as I want and not set off the alarm, which is fantastic. You do have turret controls in here. They're a little limited. You can deactivate, you can see about, and you can run a system diagnostics. It'll tell you if any of your turrets are damaged. But you don't get all your functionality. You have to find skill magazines. Apparently Bethesda loves their magazines this time around. But you have to get skill magazines and you'll unlock different functionality, like changing light colors on lights that are hooked up to it, or setting up different stuff with like the musical speakerphone. But yeah, so the terminal here helps you set this to hostiles only. And then what I would also recommend so that we've got it in all the places. Another power pylon. We have to move our terminal here.
And that was Frankie
Grab
Carl.
the terminal.
Well, I mean, I guess that was
Terminal. Move it right there. Now,
Have you ever been a good neighbor recently? Like I certainly haven't, because I haven't been everywhere. You might not know about the latest news.
get some bugs and glitches. It's a pain in the ass, but hey.
You may have heard the name
Let's
Bobby
run a
Doe.
wire from here
Out of context,
to here.
pretty funny. But I mean, she's a ghoul, so it's actually sort of, literal. Anyway.
Again, it was under your connectors switches. Under laser grid.
Heist, as they say, hypothetically. Something sort of big.
Brake beam around.
I guess. Yeah, maybe. Who knows, though? But, well, she sort of disappeared. No sign of her. And nothing
Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass about where we can put it.
This is a serious news story. Don't undercut yourself. Did the job go wrong? Or was it so successful that no one knows about it?
So this apparently doesn't want me to place another
Makes it kind of hard to
laser tripwire, but hey,
report on it.
do it anyway, right?
Maybe I shouldn't have tried. So, right.
Now it's gonna let me place one if I want.
Three sons.
So we got
As if
the whole area covered. Let's place another brake beam here. And what's really cool is you can just wire them in series. Fire that one there. And there we go. Now we have all of our... Oh, right. Cannot wire these in series because the way they generate power. What we're going to have to do, grab this. Right there. And the wire. And now we've got them all wired up. And we fucked up the circuit again. So, to get them to this same siren, be a little bit too much of a hassle. So let's go and do this. Let's do... Back to our resources. We'll just build a second one. Resources, miscellaneous. Another siren. I'm going to place this here. Now we'd have to wire it up to both of these, or into a centralized pylon. Easiest way I think is going to be just this. Either one of them at this point should be able to set it off. So let's go ahead and reactivate this. May have to go back in here and see. Yep, we can set all, we can disarm all. Set our trigger target. Let's go and do this. Let's go over here, we'll turn our siren on. Now either one of these, that one, it turns it on. There we go. That's the fuck up. Yeah, me too, man. I wish it had co-op. Me and you would hop on here and get this done. When the Division comes out, though, you definitely need to get that game. And me and Rect and Blacken, the other guys, we're all going to be playing. And we're all going to be streaming from our different channels. So, it'll be cool. Well, for now, Fallout's Fallout. So like I was saying, we can also come over and break this strip wire. Does the same thing. Then we can shut it off. Either one of these trips. And we have power to the siren. And now we activate the terminal. And set the target. We should set all the targets to hostile. And this one doesn't trip. And these two should be about the same. Yep. Doesn't trip, doesn't trip. We're good to go. That's pretty much it, guys. said, showed you how to make a little money and also have your own little surgery center. How to set up your resources, food and water, and assign your settlers. One other thing that you can do, if you look down there, it says X move. You can choose a settler, and then you can send them to a different place, so they'll become a resident of a different settlement. If you got too many people here to feed or something like that, you can flesh out the rest of your settlement. So if you only have like one recruitment beacon, you can just recruit people there and send them other locations. Me personally, I'll just build a recruitment beacon, and when I've got enough people there, I'll just store it and move it to the next settlement. So, got everybody assigned. We've got a patchwork craziness of wires and stuff here. Which we may just move this. There you go. I'll kind of pull all of our wires out of the way a little bit. There you go. Got that all squared away. Only thing left is if you want to up your defenses a little bit more, you can walk over and talk to a settler.
I can you up if you need it, for a small fee, of course.
There you go. Now she's working, so I can choose to cure me. We can barter.
I need some supplies for the road.
All right, but go easy on the chems.
We go in here. She's got 799 caps on her, so I can barter back and forth. You know. Yeah, it's my town. She's gonna make me buy stuff, but what the hell ever. Still her Molotov cocktail. Yeah, it works just like any other trader in the game. She still works just like your settler. So you can go talk to her.
Hey there.
If you need fixing up, let's get a look at you.
And you can still
Any news out there, Doctor?
Nothing
her
that would
questions.
interest you.
Gonna pass.
All right, excuse me.
when she's not near her station. Let's see. Let's grab her. Let's pull her over here. See if she'll walk away. And she's not going to tell they walk away.
Excuse me.
Not many doctors around these days. Should let me take a look at you.
Eh.
Not now.
Very well.
I'll show you in a different settler. You can get them when they're not at their station so much. But if you go up to a different settler, grab the guy that's in the salvaging station. He's close to the gates.
Let's
Let's
trade
talk
some
to him.
things. Sure.
Like we just said, we can trade. I can take his bottle caps if I want. And then you can also set him
How
up.
about a bit of good news? If you know, haven't already seen it.
Let's see here.
I know it's true.
This is going to be kind of dangerous, but let's do it anyway.
I mean,
Give him the fat man.
Nick Valentine is back in
And
town.
just like your
He's gone for a while. Some people who are
companions,
totally not
come over here and tell him to equip the fat man.
Well, they thought he might be dead.
So now he's got the fat man equipped. And if your sirens go off, there you go. He'll whip out his big ass, huge mini nuke and start blowing things away. Obviously, probably
I
not the
just
best
wanna
thing to
trade a
give
few
him,
things.
because the AI in this game is dumb as shit. We'll take that fat man away.
Strong make decision.
Now he's back to his pipe pistol. So you can eventually outfit your people in your town with better guns, better equipment, and they'll defend even better on their own, even though it doesn't up your numbers defense. There it is, guys. I hope any bit of that was kind of helpful. Like I said, it will be posted on the YouTube channel. The username for the YouTube should be Infamous Bob, same as your Twitch cast here. And I'll have it posted up there so you guys can go back over it, or if you missed part of the cast here, part of the stream. You can review it, teach you how to make settlement, kind of like this. Well defended, lots of resources. And then, like I said, if you come over here and check your workshop in the transfer, you can see where they've added carrots, mute fruits, and purified water and stuff to my stash. And if they make some money, there'll be a miscellaneous section which shows the caps. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw it in the chat. We'll take a break here for just a little bit, pause the stream, and then I'll be back and I'll be running around killing some shit. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you later.